Okay, we're up in the attic, the ceiling now, and as you can see, that side over there is the car side, and if you can make it out, that's actually the fan. It's mounted. Try to zoom in. You can see those reducers, and then the 8-inch flex duct on the inlet and the exit. So, like I said, it just screws right on down. And then I got a extension cord, another little cheap one from Home Depot, spliced it, put a switch in, and I'll show you that. And I just went ahead and ran this exhaust all the way out. It comes down and goes out the building through a door that I had that will be framed in and closed off eventually. Now, as far as the suction side, I went ahead and I ran that duct through these joists, and I just put a little platform right here. And what I did is I actually ended up making a little box that I just drilled the 8-inch hose into, and I had, you know, like, this isn't necessary, but basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to split the suction throughout 4 inlets just to kind of even it out throughout the room. And the only reason why I went on one side as of now is that pellet stove that I got sits over here in this corner, and my thought was, you know, if it's sucking this way, it would help move the heat across the room as well, and take the smoke here. I try my best to seal it up with foil tape, and I just, you know, snapped this little trunk line in, and obviously I got you know, end caps on both of the ends, and that box is kind of just a easier way to distribute. And then I just punched 6-inch holes, 4 6-inch holes on the little trunk line there, and then one big old 8-inch to suck all the smoke out. And I had probably about $30 to $40 in that, and then the rest is in flex and, like, you know, a couple dollars in those reducers to save me 15. So that's kind of the setup that I have. And like I said, what's really nice is you can mount this so far back, and once, like I said, insulation gets blown in here, it's going to be really nice. That it should quiet everything right down. But that's the setup up in the attic. Like I said, you can see kind of how I laid it out, and just wanted you to see that flex does add up. That was probably a lot of the material cost, along with the little sheet metal here, and that's kind of how I come to that number of $350. And, you know, down near 200 of it was the fan, and then about another $100 in you know, the flex and whatever I just mentioned. But anyway, that's the upstairs, the attic look, so you guys can see what I'm talking about on your installation. As you can see, this is where I ducted in the fan exhaust vents. I went ahead and I split that up to 4, and right now it's just plastic until we get all this finished out. But, you know, that's kind of where they poke into the room at this point in time, or whatnot. And then there's a look at that exhaust going up. Here's how I ended up just wiring it up. I actually just got a cheap extension cord and spliced in the middle. Got, you know, a cheap little switch, and this is that built-in variable speed on there for the HyperFan. Basically, I'm sure you can hear it in the background, but just a quick little push button, and then that just obviously the switch breaks up with the extension cord, where it's plugged in outside to a different outlet, and then, like I said, you just turn it on. You can hear it. It's mounted up there into the ceiling. You can probably hear it now. And with the switch, depending on who's here and who's not, obviously that's way low, and then probably hear it get a little noisier and louder. That's it taken off. So when I'm by myself, I like to keep it about half speed. That seems to do a pretty decent job with, you know, the cigar smoke from one person. But when you got more than one, you do definitely want to kick it up a notch. Here's another quick little shot of the exhaust coming down. Now I could have ran it just straight out through the gable peak there and been fine, but And just at my setup anyway, this whole little section here, this used to be the door to the outside. It's really crappy though, so that's all gonna get just blocked out. I needed to punch holes in for the pellet stove that I was talking about to exhaust that out, so I just ran it that way, and I figured, you know, this is the easiest way too. This is actually a dryer vent cap, and it's a 6-inch, I want to say. So there is another reducer in there from an 8 to a 6 just out, and it's got those little flaps on it so the birds can't get back in. It only opens when it's running. Another little thing that you might want to just make sure you got, and that's all kind of part of that 350 quote I was telling everybody about. But once all this is, like, you know, insulated and sealed up, you won't even hear or see none of this. So again, that helps a lot, because a lot of the noise you're hearing is actually the exhaust running out. So yeah, there it is. I just wanted everyone to see that. And it was a little bit easier. I wasn't up on a ladder when I was cutting holes, and like I said, that was just a door, so I didn't have to worry about flashing and all that good stuff if you're messing around with siding. But if you do, it's still not that hard or a big deal. You can do it. Oh yeah, we probably want to see how it works, huh? Let's see. Obviously I'm standing up, so it's going to be a little bit more extreme than sitting down, but this is kind of, obviously remember this is divided over 4 inlets, that 1065, but as you can see, does a nice job. Takes the majority of that smoke out. No problem, sucks it right on up. Like I said, that's divided over 4 vents. So like it's gonna get the job done for you. Well, that kind of sums up. Hopefully you kind of get a general idea of what I'm talking about, and hopefully that works for somebody out there that is looking for a relatively inexpensive way to come up with a cigar smoke system. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'll be glad to answer them. Hopefully I can do my best. I'm, like I should say, no way, shape, or form an expert on anything here. It's just what I got working out, and it seems to be working. And I really think it's only going to get better once the room is actually drywalled, and that way I'm only sucking the air in this room. And I have not yet introduced fresh air to this system in my setup because it's so drafty now. I haven't needed it, but once everything is finished, I will have to do that, and it'll probably be near the heating source, just in my case. But I mean, this, like I said, for about 350 bucks, you know, 200 of it being in the fan, and the other in the odds and end materials and things, I think you'll be happy with what you got. And another cool thing with this, if I did want to add another fan, say get really crazy in here, it's very easy to do, and with the low wattage, it wouldn't be a problem. I could piggyback or hook them both into one outlet, hook it on in, and then have just 2 variable speeds, and I'll run them to the same switch. You could even turn one off and then just run the one, or if you got a full house party, then crank them both out. Really clear it out in here, you know. Anyway, like I said, hopefully that helps somebody out there who is kind of looking around for something. Take care, keep smoking, and good luck. Alrighty.